Down here, put exactly what you told me that happened. You two, are you brothers or friends?
Yeah.
Okay, all I needed, I just need his, like, down here, let's put name, date of birth, your address, and your phone number. That work just right down here. I have to list him as a passenger. Okay, are you injured in any way, shape, or form? No? Okay. Perfect. Okay, just give us a couple of minutes and we'll get the paperwork. All right?
All right.
And we're going to have a tow truck come and get your car since you're leaking fluids. You're not going to last too long.
Just as I left the house, put oil on.
Of course.
Just topped it up.
Welcome to real life. Yeah, that's Murphy. He's working. All right, guys.
I mean, this dude said, new police footage of release of Charlie Kirk's shooter. What do you notice? I don't know. What do you notice? What do you notice, guys? I just really don't know. What do you notice? I just don't know. Like, this is from 2022. I don't understand what's, I don't know, like 2022, he was just there. I don't know.
Maybe this is a Discord tranny meetup. This is an extreme, let's act like detectives. This is an extremely online young man. His classmates...
Yeah, hey, 2022, so I don't know what the 2022 has to do with this, so...
described him as a Reddit kid. His Facebook photos show that he was a gamer. He had thousands of hours in video games, spent time in online communities on Discord, chatting with his friends while they played video games. Maybe he was gay. Maybe he was queer himself. He was dating a transsexual. Maybe he was passionate about LGBT.
Yeah, I think so too.
TQ causes. Maybe before Charlie Kirk showed up on campus, they invited the online community. And the thing is about online communities, they're not proximate. They're not local. You meet people online, they're from all over. Did his transgender furry community from Discord drive to his house to toast the imminent attack? An attack committed out of passion, out of love for the transgender boyfriend? Perhaps. But that seems a bit presumptuous.
I don't see anything. Wow.
That is one explanation. Another is that out-of-state license plates, could these be bad actors?
Could be.
Rental cars, maybe.
I'm telling you, that first guy that they arrested, he got arrested too. So there probably was an operation.
Other bad faith actors, who are these people? Who are the people in his community? And you know what's interesting about all of these incidents every single time? There's always a small, tight-knit community. You ever notice that? The shooter in Minneapolis, the shooter in Wisconsin, the shooter in Buffalo. They always have a small, tight-knit online community of Satanists, of mass shooting enthusiasts, of racists, of trannies. Correct. And yet, we never hear of other arrests, do we? We never hear of a crackdown. We never hear about a network. And isn't that the sort of thing that you would need to see? Not just the least bit because you're bringing accomplices to justice, but also to create a deterrent against other people that might not say anything, that might not speak up when they witness.
I cannot believe it took this long to just declare Antifa a terrorist group. I just simply don't understand. It took forever to declare Antifa a terrorist group.
A crime that might be forthcoming?
Like the video, guys.
So that's why I say we don't have all the information here yet. There are a lot of discrepancies. There are a lot of unanswered questions. Were there people with out-of-state license plates? Was that this neighbor's imagination or was that real? He said they gave him a bad vibe. Certainly, if out-of-state people that do not belong in St. George, Utah, if they're showing up to this killer's house in the week before the shooting, they should all be persons of interest. And it raises a lot of questions. And we can't assume that they're just tranny furries from Discord or something, although that is a plausible explanation. Now, there's some other problems with the theory. if our going theory is that he's some political extremist, what is really notable, it's not just what we see, it's what we don't see. What we see now are a collection of curated Discord messages. We see one Discord message that he sent confessing the crime, and a handful of others from a server shortly after the crime was committed. We're supposed to believe this is a radicalized leftist, took the shot, etc. But you know the thing about young, radical, political people on the internet? You know, they tend to broadcast their opinions. Have you ever met extremely political, extremely online young people? They have a tendency to not be able to keep it in their pants. Take it from me. Take it from anybody. Where's the TikTok? Where's the Instagram? Where's the Twitter? You're telling me there is no digital footprint?
It could be.
A person feels so strongly that allegedly they've been harboring this hatred, political extremism for a long time. It's been festering. It bubbles over into a deadly attack one day all of a sudden. But this happens completely in private? No one knows?
It could be. It could be the mom herself she herself said, and this is like not word for word, but something along the line of, yeah, we cannot, since we bought the computer, we rarely see him. Of course, he built a little world that nobody could have just simply touched or manipulate. It could be, guys. And he's a smart dude. So he figured out ways to even erase even his footprint. It could be, guys. Why not? He was a smart dude.
The only evidence of a interior transformation on the part of the killer is testimony about a family dinner where allegedly Charlie Kirk's forthcoming college visit was discussed and liberal opinions were expressed at the dinner table. That's it. No tweets, no Instagram, no TikToks, no nothing. And you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of Thomas Crooks, the shooter at Butler. Remember that 18-year-old high schooler that shot Trump randomly in Butler? Another political extremist with no digital footprint. That's pretty, one, you might say it's possible. But two, the person that shot Trump in the head in the pursuit of political extremism had no digital footprint, no political digital footprint. The person that shot Charlie Kirk in the neck and killed him, also zero digital footprint other than a Steam collection. Seriously? It's a bit strange. Now, there is a plausible explanation for this. And other people have pointed this out, and I don't think this is inappropriate to say. When you look at this person's face, and when you hear the testimony from people that knew him, he strikes me as an autistic loser, basically. He had thousands of hours logged on video games.
Yeah, that's it.
He's got a Facebook picture from when he was in grade school, receiving computer accessories for Christmas, playing on the computer. This was an extremely online Zoomer.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. A very, very lonely individual that didn't have a social life. And that's pretty much, and he just exploded. And on top of that, he was practicing behavior that was not conducive with his original belief. That's going to mess you up big time, because it's going to create a huge incongruency in your lifestyle. You're going to end up just going crazy.
And being an extremely online Zoomer, I can tell you, if you're a Zoomer, you know what I'm talking about. There is a species
online. Yeah, good point.
Of extremely online Zoomer that actually is discreet. There are gamers There are autistic gamers out there that are not good looking, that are not sociable, and they're obsessed with politics and they're obsessed with video games, and they do only have a Discord, let's say. They don't actually have an Instagram. They don't have a Facebook. They don't have a Twitter account. They do exist. There are these people, and it's a different species of extremely online Zoomer, but they might just have a Reddit. They might just have a Discord. They might, because they're ugly, quite frankly, and not popular. Why would they be posting on Instagram? They're not good looking. They probably did not have a social circle in high school. What are they going to post? The pictures of parties they never went to, trips they never went on. For who? They're 0 followers. That is, I happen to know, being on the right-wing side of things, there is a species of autistic, anti- or asocial Zoomers that do not maintain a lot of public-facing social media. It's possible. To me, it's very conspicuous. It's very strange, but it's not impossible. And what I am curious about is what social media footprint does exist. We need to know. If there is a footprint, we need to know what it is. What accounts did he have? Which accounts did he have that he might have deleted? Did he have public posts? What were they? He was clearly in Discord servers. According to Steven Crowder, who apparently has a pipeline to the intelligence community, the Mug Club knows Al-Qaeda's next move for some reason. They know everything that the NSA knows.
Yeah. They have access
According
to
Steven Crowder, who's been vindicated on these things before, he was involved in communist groups in Utah. Communist far-left servers on Discord.
Correct. They knew it.
And that has also been seconded without much detail from law enforcement. So it is possible. Now, this is the portrait of the killer. The last piece of evidence to me, which is maybe the most damning about the killer, is this. We have all seen that there were multiple people who were local that seem to have had advanced knowledge of the attack. There were not just a few people who on X and on TikTok.
Yes, you're right. The only social media, the only videos and pictures of him is from his mom, which is a red flag. If you notice, the mom is very, very close to him. Taking picture, all that stuff, like, you know, being too close to him. I do believe, this is me assuming, that she probably already knew some of the stuff. She probably knew that he liked, you know, the furry stuff. He was into guys. And she just, you know, don't worry, sweetheart. Overbearing, yep. And instead of just looking for some help, she just basically, you know, tap his head. Don't worry, sweetheart. You know what? Why don't we just simply go out? Let's take a picture. See, we're happy. All this BS that some moms do. I think that's what it is.
On TikTok seemed to have telegraphed the attack in advance. And there were multiple posts from different users. Users that were connected in one way or another to the killer that said, if Charlie Kirk shows up, he will be liquidated. Something will happen.
Cameron, do you know any info, any intel? Let me know, man.
Big tomorrow. Don't show up to the campus. Now, if someone had advanced knowledge and they were broadcasting it that confidently and that openly, that's a sloppy job. That is a sloppy job, and that does look like there was a tranny furry meetup at Robinson's house. Maybe they had a big tranny orgy, and they toasted their ally who was going to take out the Nazi Charlie Kirk. What a ridiculous sentiment. Charlie Kirk was anything but a Nazi. And then they could not help themselves. They bragged about it. He took the shot. They felt remorse, put out their alibi. He drove home, got nervous, opened up his big fat mouth, went and turned himself in, and then heard they were talking about the death penalty, maybe talked to a public defender. Now he doesn't want to cooperate.
Actually, he's been quite around town. I respect that. I respect that.
That is certainly one story. But here is the thing about the official narrative. We cannot take any of these things for granted. These are the questions that need to be answered. These are the discrepancies. What did Discord know? When did they know it? Why did they say that there were no messages? Is it because they were being weaselly and the attack was not coordinated on Discord, even though clearly the killer was talking about it on Discord? Is that what they meant? Or did something change in the past week? We need to know that. Who were these out-of-state license plates at his residence prior to the attack? What were these posts that seem to have had advanced knowledge?
Yeah, he's a smart dude, man. I mean, a lot of people giving a lot of stuff, but he's a smart dude. And again, it's okay and it's healthy not to agree with everything that he's saying. When he goes deep in Israel stuff, I think that's when he loses focus. But when he's focused, he really connects the dots.
Of the attack. Who were the people that he confessed to on Discord, and who was involved in the Discord communities with him? What were the names of the communities? We need to have all of the available footage, all of the security cameras, all of the ring cameras. We need to see the footage. How did he get from point A to point B? How did he get from his house to the campus and from his campus back to the house?
A lot of questions.
We need to see that chain of custody. We need to see all of the evidence. Otherwise, we cannot take any of it for granted. With that being said, I do believe that is probably the most plausible explanation. I'm a rational person, and like I said, looking at the layout of the campus, unfortunately, when you realize that security is not always competent, these are things that sometimes do happen. There is a left wing in this country. It is extremely radical. There are young people in this country that are being radicalized on the internet. That's real. It happens all the time. The same day as the shooting against Charlie Kirk, there was a school shooting in Denver.
Yeah.
By a 16-year-old white male who is obsessed with Columbine.
Also, man, we need to do something about our young white males, man. They are just, I don't know what the hell's going on with them. Like when they lose focus for their mission on this world, they just go straight, you know, they go straight to one-day mission kind of thing, man. Like they just want to delete somebody, just be deleted. Like we need to do something about that. Mental illness in that demographic, it's just taking over.
And that had nothing to do with Israel, and that had, to the extent that we know, that had no geopolitical ramifications. And that was on the heels of a transsexual that shot up a Catholic church in Minnesota last week, and a black fellow that shot up people in Tennessee in January, and a tranny that shot up a Catholic school in Wisconsin a few months before that. There is a problem here. There is clearly a problem, as everyone has admitted, of these communities on the internet, young people that are spending way too much time on them, carrying out acts of violence in the name of various ideologies, irony, nihilism. And maybe this was a part of that. Certainly these are things that happen. It's an explanation that's worth entertaining. But we do need to iron out all those inconsistencies and discrepancies. We need all the information. True. I want to move on to the theory that Israel was somehow involved.
Here we go. There we go. We're going to get into this, guys. So make sure you keep the chat nice and clean, all right? And make sure you like the video, guys. 85 to 90 people are watching my stream and I only have 18 likes. Come on, guys.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I find this to be unconvincing. And I will explain in rigorous detail why. When we implicate Israel, or I should say, when Israel implicates itself in various conspiracies, there's usually a reason why. I believe fully that Israel was involved, and the organized Jewish community was involved in many of the great conspiracies of the past 200 years. And I could tell you in one sentence why for each of them. I don't look at a crisis or a tragedy and assume that Israel did it. Contrary to what people like Ben Shapiro say, that I trip on my shoelaces and blame the Jews, I don't rush to judgment and think that Israel is behind every crisis or every disaster or anything. I do believe that Israel was involved in JFK's assassination.
Yo, thank you so much.
Because Lee Harvey Oswald had CIA handlers. James Angleton was running that team of handlers.